Hey y'all. So, I've talked about it a little bit in some of the other videos, but there seem to be three fundamental components to my life: physical, mental, and spiritual. And they're all connected. I want to deal with them as separate entities, but they're not. They're all connected. Like the way I visualize it is I got these three spheres floating in the air: physical, mental, spiritual, and they're connected by like elastic. But anytime any one of them starts getting pulled out of the place where it belongs, the other two start getting pulled out as well. For a long time, I spent a lot of time working on my spiritual condition because I knew that my thinking was largely a product of the spiritual condition I was in. And if I feel rotten, everything gets filtered through that internal dis-ease, and I think everything sucks, and my thinking is negative, and my actions become selfish, and on and on. In fact, to a large extent, the more I worked on my spiritual condition, the better my thinking became. But I've started working out again recently, which is a whole other topic. I fucking hate working out. But I have learned over the last 6 or 7 years how hard it is to stay in a good spiritual and mental spot when my body's messed up. Like, I didn't plan on needing my body this long. I did not treat it well. If I'd have known I was going to live this long, I would have brushed my teeth once in a while. The running joke in my house is that I'm trying to turn a demolition derby car from the 90s back into a daily driver. And I'm trying to rebuild it while I'm driving it. Parts of me have been falling off and hurting for the last 7 or 8 years, and it's been a real challenge to stay comfortable in my skin. And I try to work that much harder on the spiritual so I can endure the discomforts of my body without actually working on the stuff that was making me uncomfortable, or not taking any effective work anyway. I talked a lot about it, I thought a lot about it, I didn't do much about it for a long time. Or I would take 1 or 2 little actions and then give up. Go to the gym twice and never go back. But if you're over 30 or 35, especially if you did the kind of things to your body that I've done, you're going to have to put some work into rebuilding. I don't know, 15, 16 years ago, I saw Bob Costas interview this guy who was the voice of the Detroit Tigers baseball team for 40 some odd years, and he'd retired at 87, now he's 92, and he's apparently been diagnosed with something that's terminal other than being 92. But in the interview, the guy is happy, and he's enjoying himself, and he talked about how, well, I understand the last month or 2 of my life are going to be kind of miserable, but right now I'm still having a good time. So I'm watching this guy, and for the first time in my life, I'm starting to think, well, damn, I want to be 92. I spent most of my life terrified terrified of dying and wishing I were dead. And now I'm not afraid to die, but I'm excited about the future. And it feels like I didn't really start learning how to live until I was in my 40s. It would be nice if 40 was middle age, which means I've got another 20 some odd years to actually get good at this new way of living that I'm enjoying. But it means I'm going to have to stay alive long enough to be able to afford the replacement parts. And I'm going to have to start taking care of my body, whether I want to or not. It means getting some exercise. Like, I hate going to the gym. I hate working out. But I like feeling the way I feel, not only physically once I get in better shape, but I like feeling how I feel about taking care of myself, even though I don't like doing it. I was talking to somebody about exercise and about how much I didn't like it. And they said, is there any exercise you ever have enjoyed? And I thought about it for a minute and I said, I guess skateboarding. And they said, really, what was it that you enjoyed about skateboarding? And I said, the exercise was an accident. I enjoyed the doing of it, and the exercise was just something that happened that I never thought about. I got a skateboard a while back and my wife looked at me and went, no. I'm 59 years old, I don't bounce like I used to. So I got a bicycle. And I've started going out and riding on the trails. And I really enjoy that. It makes me very present at the moment. I got to try not to fall down the whole time I'm on the bike. But I really enjoy the doing of it. Now I'm having to try and make time to actually make it happen. I've also started doing things like yoga and whatever. I'm looking for things that I don't hate too much because I know that I need to take some care of my body. I need to develop a spiritual practice that's sustainable so that I can maintain my spiritual health on purpose. I need to develop some practices to maintain my body on purpose. I need to maintain some practices that keep my mind in a good spot. For me, it's stuff like meditation and some journaling and talking to other people so that the ideas aren't just rattling around in my head. I mean, you'd be surprised how often when I say the stuff that's freaking me out of my head out loud, it sounds stupid coming out of my mouth. But I've got to say it to somebody before I realize that. While it's in my head, it feels real. I have to put these things in place, and then I have to actually do them and gain the experience that doing them is positive for me. What are your challenges right now? Are you having spiritual challenges? Are you having physical challenges? Is your body letting you down right now? You know, high city miles like me. I'm like like a cab or something, like poor maintenance. High miles, poor maintenance. What are your challenges? Have you figured out what to do about it yet? Are you asking for help? One of the things that keeps me going is there are people that I know who have already walked through whatever challenges is that I'm facing. And I need to have those people out in front of me on the path so that I believe it's possible to get through whatever it is I'm going through. Otherwise, I just want to give up and sit down and just suffer. But that's no way to live. If there's anything I can do to help, I'm not hard to find. You guys stay safe. Hopefully I'll see you soon.